Hi everybody, thanks for pressing play on my video today. It's Caroline here from craftycarolincreates.blogspot.co.uk. What I have for you today is another really lovely way of making a box to give away a set of your handmade gift cards as a lovely gift. I made this box. I wanted something that was a little bit bigger because I made some cards recently, which I will show you now, which have got quite a few layers and quite a little bit of embellishment on them. So I wanted a box that had plenty of room for them, because some of the ones I've made recently are more geared towards maybe 1 or 2 layer cards and note cards, and they're not really great for the more bulkier, more luxurious cards. So this is 1 inch this way, it's 2 inches this way, but you can see it's got just 4 cards and their matching envelopes in there. I've used the Painted Petals stamp set for this box. If you want to learn how to do this lovely shadowing technique, I do have another video for that, so do go and check that one out. But today we're just going to concentrate on making the box itself. So we're going to start by bringing in our scoreboard, which is here. Oh, I've got a bit of a Heath Robinson setup today. My tripod is broken, so I apologise if you're not getting to see the full scoreboard. But as always, all of the dimensions will be over on my blog, so you can just pop over and you can get them all from there. The cardstock is 8 1/4 inches by 11 1/2 inches, and I've also got a smaller piece which measures 11 inches by 4 1/4 inches, and I've already gone ahead and scored that at 6 7/8 of an inch. I'm going to take the larger piece of cardstock now, and we're going to score it along the long side at 5 inches and at 7 inches. Okay, I'm then going to rotate that 90 degrees like this, and we're going to score it at 2 inches and at 6 1/4 inch. Okay. Then I'm going to turn it back so our score line lines up once again with our 5 inch mark here. We need to do 2 partial score lines, which is just going to go down to that first, I'll bring it into camera, just to that first score line here. So we are going to do the first one at 3 inches and the second one at 9 inches, just down to that first score line. Turn it round, and we are going to do the same, but this time we're going to do it at 2 1/2 inches and at 8 1/2 inches. And that will just make sure that those score lines match up on either side. Okay? Put the scoreboard away, but I'm going to keep out the scoring tool because we do need to do a few more score lines now. Now what we need to do is from the centre point of those 4 little boxes that we've just made with our partial score lines, is we need to score from that line to the edge diagonally. Now you can use a ruler to do this, but I think a clear block actually works really well, and it helps you can see exactly where you need to score. So you do need to press on quite hard because you don't have the groove underneath that the scoreboard has. Okay. So just going to draw on those diagonals on both sides. Okay, and the last one, which is there, just like that. Okay, I'm going to bring in a bone folder, which, as you know, is not a bone folder, it's a scoring tool from the envelope punch board. It works very well in its purpose. Now what I forgot to say was this is actually a no cut box, so we are going to build the box up by doing some clever folding now. So once you've scored along those 4 main score lines, what we need to do is fold up the sides, and those diagonal lines we've just made are going to help us. Now the easiest way I find to do this is if you just fold the box over like you have, press down with your finger on the lower triangle, and then you can just push that other triangle up like that. Did you see that? Got another 3 times to do, so you surely should understand by the end. So I'm just putting my index finger on that side and then using my other index finger to push down to bring that up. Okay, and you can see with one side done how the box is going to come together. I'm going to spin it around and do exactly the same on this side. So again, index finger on here, and then bring this index finger up to fold that shut, and then this one comes very easily. Okay, You can watch that bit again if you didn't get it. Hopefully I explained it pretty well. And you can see how this is then going to fold up to make our box base. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to put some glue. I'm going to use Tombow, and we need to put it, I will show you, on this diagonal section. Okay, that's probably a bit too much. You need to put enough on that it's going to stick, but not so much that it's going to ooze out too much everywhere. So just put Tombow on those 4 diagonal sections, like that. Okay, and then all you want to do is just fold the 2 sides in like that and give it a good push down. Okay, I said I'd put too much glue on there, didn't I? So it is oozing out. You can obviously be a bit slower and a bit more precise with your gluing. I'm just going to rub that with a bone folder. You can see I said too much glue and it is oozing out a little bit. Okay, give that a second to dry, and I'll just show you how that then nicely folds up like that to be our box. I find it's easier to embellish it and decorate it before you glue the sides up. So the first thing we are going to do is stick on our flap. So this is going to be the closing flap. As I said, it's 11 inches by 4 1/4, and I scored it at 6 7/8 of an inch. Now when you fold up your box, you'll see one side is a little bit higher than the other. When I was designing it, I found that making one side a little bit longer just gave a little bit more rigidity to it. So that is not a design fault, it is by design that one side is longer, and that is where our flap is going to be. So I'm just going to put some glue all over this side here. Okay, and then I'm going to take my smaller piece of cardstock, line that up with that bottom fold there, and line it up on each side and just stick that down. Okay, and if you pop it up, you can see how the box is really starting to come together now. For decoration on this one, actually, it's a crumb cake base, and then I've got some crumb cake panels on top, which I've decorated using that lovely technique that I said I have another video for. For this one, I wanted to do something a little bit more bold and contemporary. So what I have done is I have stamped some panels using Marina Mist, crushed curry, I'll bring those in so you can see them, and real red to match the box. So the flowers are Marina Mist and real red with a crushed curry centre. On all of the stamps come from the Petal Potpourri set, which is a lovely set. I really, really like this set, so get that quick if you don't have it. So what I have is 3 panels ready to stick on. Obviously, this larger one is going to go on the back here. So on this set, as you can see, that the back is embellished as well as all of the sides. So I'm just going to use some snail to quickly stick this panel down. Okay. The dimensions of all of these panels will also be over on my blog, so you can check those out. Okay, we've got another panel piece that is going to go on here, which is going to be our lower front section. Okay. Oh, I love these patterns. There's no right or wrong way to stick them on. And then what is going to be our flap here, just to make it a little bit easier with the closing, I'm just going to round off the corners. Okay. And I'm going to do the same with the panel that's going to go over the tops, and just checking which way that goes. That goes that way. So I'm just going to round off those corners as well. Okay. And I'm going to stick this down as well. Okay. If you didn't want to sort of make your own designer series paper, which I'm a big fan of, you could always use a pre-bought one. And then these 2 squares here are going to become the sides here. So I've also got 2 little squares to go on there as well. Okay. And the last one. Okay, so that is going to go there, just like that. Okay, and you can see how that is going to fold up. Now, you could keep it completely free like that and it will obviously stay closed, but I just like to put a little bit of Tombow on just to help it stay in that closed position. A little bit of Tombow on each of these triangles here, and then we can fold it up and just give that Tombow a second to dry. Oops, a bit more than a second that I'd given it there. I love this, it's just so bold and bright, and this I'm sure would brighten anybody's day. Where this is, I think, a much more classic, sort of elegant looking set. Okay, now to keep it fastened, all we're going to do is tie a ribbon strip around the side here. Okay, so this is Marina Mist chevron ribbon, which is retiring. So if you love this ribbon as much as I do, and you will see if you've watched a lot of my videos that I really love it and use it a lot, get stocked up now before it disappears forever. I'm just going to take a couple of glue dots and I'm just going to position them on the back of the box section here, which will just help to hold that ribbon in place. Okay, so then I'm going to come in with my bit of ribbon that I've just cut, and they are going to effectively go over. Sorry, you can't really see this very well, I'll show you in a second, but I've just basically stuck those over those bits, those glue dots that I have pushed back. I'm then going to bring this flap over, and we are going to tie a knot in the front here. Now you want to tie this quite tight, but with enough slack so that you can get the flap back in after you have opened the box or you've popped your cards in. Okay, so I cut off far too much of that ribbon. I can't believe how wasteful I have been when this is retiring. Okay, I'm just going to trim off those edges there. I will find a use for that, I am sure. And there we go, that is our box. Very easily made, very beautiful, I think. And two very different looks that you can create using very much the same technique. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you do like to buy any Stampin' Up products, it would be my honour to place your order for you. So please either visit my online store or drop me an email and I will get those ordered for you. Thanks a lot, bye bye.